What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Payne. Welcome back to the half anniversary day 2 edition of Street Fighter Duel. All right, that was a mouthful. I have no idea why I even did that intro the way I did, but we're back here again. And I got a lot to talk about. So first off, let's talk about Mr. Kenneth Masters. That's not his name; it's just Ken, but I'm gonna call him Kenneth because it sounds more regal beagle. A lot of people are asking me, is Ken worth it? So let's talk about a couple of things first. Ken is being misrepresented quite a bit. Okay, I wanna just get that clear and out in the open. A lot of people are complaining at the fact that he wasn't very good in his trial, right? And if you guys have seen a lot of my videos, you may have heard me talk about how trials is a very, very bad place to gauge characters and why they should have different trials and different versions of them. For example, I've mentioned numerous times that we should have 3 separate trials: one for PvP, one for PvE, and then also one for bosses, right? And the reason why that's so important to have is because those different trials can better represent the units that people want to buy. And I think this is kind of an issue that needs to be addressed a little bit more. Is because when you try to sell a unit, a lot of people aren't going to buy the unit until they try them out and see how they perform in game modes. A prime example of a unit that doesn't shine in the current setup of trials is unfortunately Fashion Ken, who is undoubtedly, to me, from the moment you see his kit to the moment you see him perform in trials, doesn't work out the way he's supposed to work. Because in his kit, he looks absolutely broken. And I can confidently tell you this from those who I've talked to who have him and have used him for bosses. He actually is really broken. He is. But you need to invest a lot into him. You need to get all of his cars. You need to get all of his gear. You need to get his FS30. So it is a long-term investment, but it is an investment nonetheless that will pay off in dividends. Prime example, Flame Chun-Li, right? When F Chun came out, we tested her in the trial version without buying her, obviously. I didn't buy her. Many other people did, though, just because they wanted to have that unit because they're a Chun-Li stan, or they just wanted to increase the level cap, right? Which a lot of people are still doing in this game. But when she was tested in the trial version, she underperformed an immense amount. Like, she was absolutely garbage. And I think in the tier list, if you look for the experts that have used her still to this day, can still agree in PvE mode, she's not very good. So what we're getting when we're doing these trials is a PvE mode. So I'll tell you guys this. Is Fashion Ken good? Absolutely. Absolutely, he is an incredible unit for bosses. That's what he's made to be. He's a boss unit. And we've talked about this many times already in previous videos, that these units that are coming out now are geared for bosses. This has been the direction of the game since month 2, I would say, right? This is a very long-term thing they've been working on. They want to get these characters out. So when you see him in the trials and a lot of folks are like, well, I did better without using Fashion Ken, chances are you're right, because again, he's not meant to be there to carry you in PvE mode, which, let's be frank, is quite honestly, and has been quite honestly for many, many months, the lower spectrum of people's focus on this game, right? Nobody cares about PvE anymore. People care about events and bosses because realistically, at the end of the day, that's what gives the best rewards. Come on. Damn it. So I want to bring that up. Let's go to the price tag, though. Right? And this is completely up to you guys on how you want to approach getting the price tag. I got another copy of her, by the way, yesterday. How you want to approach the price tag. It's up to you. You guys know I'm not a spender anymore in this game. I do spend very responsibly in other games that are supportive of their community and everything else. But I will say this. These two are back. And in the Fighting Mall, he's $65.99. Now, the question is going to be, is he worth that price? That's up to you as a person. Right? If you can afford it and you love Ken, this is a very good version of Ken. It is. It really is. Like, it's going to be the version you ideally want to use against bosses. If you guys don't know why he's good, the bleeds, the burns, the amount of stacks, the amount of damage he does over time, the fact that he increases speed, he increases duration of those debuffs, he has incredible multipliers, right? You can see here, again, he does reducing target down, when he removes a shield, like he has a 100% base chance to stun. Like he brings a lot to the fight. A lot. Look at this. This skill's crit increases by 4% every burn on the target and ignores 12% of defense. How could you say that's not a good C3? That is a crazy C3. So for those guys who are just like, Ken sucks, he's underperforming. Look at this. Crit damage 20%, guys. 20 freaking percent. So before we get into the whole does he suck, please everybody just remember the main thing is that you can't rely on trial versions for results of characters' performances. You can definitely test the character's skills. You can definitely test that things are working, such as, for example, the burns are stacking, the bleeds are stacking, that he's getting his buffs, etc. All that stuff you can 110% check, and you should. That's where I do a lot of my testing personally, just to make sure that the character is not broken and the fact that their FSs work and that their cars are working. But never ever judge a character's performance based on trials. It's just not going to get you where you want it to go. Okay, so that's the main thing. Now, of course, it does suck seeing the return of F Chun at this price range. So who do you choose, F Chun or Ken? Right now, that's debatable. I don't know. We haven't had a chance to really fully test Ken's abilities in boss fights. He may outdo F Chun, but for right now, I'll be honest with you, with her cars and everything that she does, I still think she's a more lucrative support unit for the rest of your team, so she may be more important. For the same price range, she still might be the better unit, to be quite honest with you. But not taking away from the fact that this character will be an OP boss unit. Whoever has him in the boss fights will definitely be scoring higher than those who don't. That's almost a guarantee. I can't imagine him being bad in any boss fight out there for events. So the next thing is the price tag worth it? Totally up to you guys. Completely up to you. I know I talk about the whole not spending thing, and I don't say don't spend on the game. I say just spend responsibly, right? And what that means essentially is if you can afford it and you want him, go for it. You're getting yourself a pretty good value for a character. Just remember, at the end of the day, it's a pixel that'll be returned. That's up to you how you want to spend your money. I'm just here to let you guys know I want to look out for you, and I want to make sure that you guys are not wasting your money on things rather than getting groceries or things for your kids, right? But if you can afford it, absolutely, why not? Have fun with it. This is your game. This is your life. This is how you want to spend it. There's no wrong about this specific thing. And now I did talk about the Chaos Starlights being crazy purchases for $139. I stand by that. But something like this character for $65 for Canadian, it's cheaper for Americans, is actually pretty good. So I'm not gonna say don't spend. That's not my job to do that. I'm just saying spend responsibly. So I think people, guys, give Ken a little bit of a better chance here. I think you'll see him shine in boss fights, and I think you're gonna be like totally surprised in a good way how good he actually is as a character. Alright guys, this is Payne. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any comments, let me know in the comment section. Curious if any of you have actually tested him in boss fights. Forget about the trial realm, focus on boss fights, and I'm telling you guys, you will see the results you want to see. Alright, I'll see you guys in the next one.